Looking at the Backspread form, we can see that there are fewer inputs in here. Let's talk about them. So first of all, ticker, let's look for something in SPX, a putback spread with this price range. Days to expiration should be from 90 to 150, for example. The front delta should be like 10 to 30. I leave cumulative delta as it is right now, and strike difference right now, let's check 50 as a strike difference in SPX. And there are different types of back spreads, putback spread, -1 to 2, -2 to 3, and -3 to 5. Right now, let's start with the standard one, which is -1 to 2. Leave it like the default and try it with these settings. There are no results. Probably it's because it's too cheap. The market changed a little bit in the past, so it was too cheap. So right now what you see are different type of back spreads for hedging purposes, for example. And these are the prices and the risk. And you don't see a reward to risk column because there is no reward to risk because it's unlimited potential in terms of profit. That's why it's not easy, or it's probably impossible to calculate the reward to risk ratio for backspread. What is important for backspread, I guess, is the CW again, which stands for the extra credit spread ratio. If you sort the table by CW, the higher the CW, the closer the front delta is. That's obvious because the closer the front delta, you get the higher credit in terms of the spread width in the credit spread. So right now what you see here is 50 wide back spreads for different expirations. If you click on expiration, you see 94, 108, 129 and 140 days. Let's stick with, for example, 129 and search that more extensively. So here you can see only 129. And let's compare the standard ones with the other ones as well. And let's see how they compare. You see 2 to 3, and there is no 3 to 5 because of the price, I guess. And the front delta should be a little bit lower, just to give you another idea or another example. Here you can see 3 to 5, 3 to 5 again with 50 strike differences. And obviously you can use the same method as before. You can separate with comma the strike differences, or if you don't want to specify the strike differences, see, you have 75, 150, then you can leave it out and use 0 as the all combination, and it will show you all the combination it finds with these kind of specific conditions. 80, 85, 110, 210 doesn't make sense probably, but this is still in the price range. You will see credit ones with 335. Looking at these intervals, they are all over the place, so I am assuming that if you are looking for putback spreads for SPX, you are better off defining them manually. For example, 25, 50, 75, it depends on your hedging strategy. And also it depends on your DTE and front delta, how far you want to see the strikes and what type of backspread combinations you want to see. And with minimum CW, you can define how far you should be able to sell the credit spread in this backspread. The lower the CW is, the more out of the money whole thing is. So if you are interested, you can define like 10 or 5. It depends really on your strategy. If you are looking for very out of the money, like 5 to 20 front delta, you don't need to, or you shouldn't specify too high CW because it won't find it. Right now the lowest is 5.1 when using this 5 to 100 range. And looking at a putback spread, I guess it's also very important to see the VT, which is the Vega per theta ratio. you can sort the table by Vega theta ratio, and here are the standard cumulative deltas. You can obviously define those by specifying here. For example, if you don't want to have very high delta stuff, then you can do like -5 to 0, for example, and then you will only see kind of flat backspreads. Or if you want to see high deltas like 20 to 50, there is none. So I would say like 10 to -15. Yeah, you will see a lot. And obviously, if you are looking for some very specific condition, for example, you are interested in 50 wide backspreads that are between 120 and 130 days to expiration. It's just an example. It can be 180 or 200 days with this front delta, but you are looking for something below the price of, I don't know, let's say $2,000. It will not find anything, obviously. It was not in the list. But then you can save it, like SPX BS cheap. And then I can alert myself whenever this kind of backspread comes around by clicking on the alert button. So every 5 minutes, NinjaSpread will run this scan on the market data, and if it finds a put backspread with these conditions under the price of 2,000, it will let me know via email. So this is how you can alert yourself for conditions that are not available in the marketplace right now. You can obviously run the whole backspread thing for all the tickers, but for me, for my trading strategies, it doesn't make sense to look for backspreads or in all the tickers. You can run it for SPY, QQQ, whatever you are looking for in terms of hedging purposes. Obviously, you can run it for on the call side as well for other type of long volatility strategies. So this is what you have in Backspread.